Today we're looking at mrhichen69, a Gold 4 Sigma. They requested this review on the Overwatch University subreddit, where they wrote, "This is such an effing bad beat, it's beyond me. We played far better than the enemy team and pulled one of the biggest choke jobs I have ever witnessed. The enemy team barely caps, many thanks to both supports for not using their ults. Meanwhile, we steamroll first point and barely move the cart anywhere in OT. I feel I played far beyond the standards of Gold 4 and yet came up short by a mile. How did we lose this game? Is this on me? What should I have done differently? P.S. My first 2 deaths were because I wanted to rampage the enemy team." Okay, little bit of ego, little bit of blaming, which I never like to see, but it does look like you are looking for tips, so we'll get right into it and see what we can do for you. First thing we always want to do is take a look at our team comp. So we got Sigma, Widow, Mei, Kiriko, Ana. Okay, you just really want to just be enabling like your Widow, your Mei to poke people out. You know, Mei with the icicles, obviously Widow with the headshots. Just maybe get some early picks if you could shield them off, and then, you know, you can close the distance. Let's see how it goes.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, like you put your shield up in front of that Hanzo, Widow... I was gonna say Widow wins that easily, but she does it anyway. You think about shielding off the soldier on high ground? That was good, though. You do want to use your grasp whenever Hog hooks you. Yeah, put some pressure on the soldier. There we go. I like the shield up there. Yep, nice. Hog gets walled off and antied. Now we can clean up here. Hanzo's still in your backline. I wouldn't be chasing this brig. Yeah, I mean, granted, Ana does end up killing him, but we're chasing the brig after, you know, basically capping point, but we didn't take care of the Hanzo back there. And, you know, he kills 2 of our teammates. Always think about, like, just establishing and making sure everybody's gone in the space you're trying to control before, you know, you try to poke out and chase kills elsewhere. I mean, it works out for you, fortunately. But... okay, yeah, they got a Rhine. So, you just really got to keep your distance. What does Sigma do well? He does very good at, you know, mitigating hitscan projectile damage between his shield and his grasp. Where he struggles is against characters who can close the distance on him, particularly melee and beam characters. So Reinhardt, like, if you can, you know, just keep away from his hammer range and just use your shield and enable your team to just burst him down, you'll win this. But if you get in his face, he's gonna clobber you. Like, I wouldn't be pushing into him right now. Yeah, that grasp isn't going to save you from his hammer, but fortunately, you know, our Mei puts the wall up and it kind of keeps us safe for a little bit. Yeah, this is fine to grasp, but just, once again, back away from the Rhine. See how low he's got you? Your Ana's working overtime right now to keep you up. Okay. Yeah, I like this. You know, hold this high ground with your Widow. Just enable her. Shield her off so she can just get these kills easily. You know, she doesn't have to worry. Oh, but Ryan's coming up here. Yeah, that was very stupid of the Ryan's part. You don't want to do that without your team with you. Good job capitalizing. Yeah, I would not push this close. You don't need to be up here. Like, see, there's the Rhine. I mean, it does work out for you. because the enemy team isn't playing well either, but like you don't want to be like pushing this far as Sigma. Once again, what's the space that we need to control? Like right over here. You know, we can just like hold this doorway, you know, try to mitigate damage as they're coming in and just, you know, prevent people from coming to cart. We don't need to be like all the way in here trying to chase kills. Like, see, you're hacked, you're low HP. Your Kiriko comes in and bails you out, which is very fortunate. Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like kind of frustrating where like you're not, I feel like you're not playing well and you're not playing Sig properly, but you're getting away with it. Just because the enemy team is not playing well either. So yeah, this choke is really good. You can shield, you can grasp, just help your team poke the Rhine down before he closes the distance like this. That's good, he's walled off. Good shield to stop the shatter. Yeah, good job ducking around the corner, basically negating that window. See, that right there is how you play Sig. Grasp the Bastion. You're too close once again. This is not how you play Sig. You don't want to be in their spawn. See how low you get? Yeah, once again, your Ana bails you out with that nano. And their Rhine abandons point. That's... yeah, you guys did pretty good. Let's see how the next round goes.
Ready. 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Yeah, so round's already started and we're just leaving spawn now. You know, I don't know if you were on your phone, you were browsing Reddit, I don't know. Like, just make sure you are ready to fight before the round begins.
The barrier appears.
Yeah. Like, we don't want to be here right now. We want to be up on high ground, you know, supporting our Ana who just dropped down. Hopefully, like, allowing our Widow to play up here too. It's too late now because, like, you know, you're just coming to the fight, but that's where you want to be on defense as Sigma. You want to be, like, just controlling that high ground right there, enabling, like, your hit scan to do the same. Killed the Hanzo. Nice. That was solid. Yeah, just play this corner right here. We don't need to chase. We do not need to chase the Lucio Reinhardt. Like, see, we're just pushing in. We're way too close. Like, we can't accurately land the rock on the Lucio because, like, you know, we have to do these big movements to try to, you know, to try to pinpoint him. Play back. Be so much easier for you. Like, once again, you should be up here, you know, poking, enabling your Widow. But if you're gonna play down here, just like hold this corner and just continue poking Rhine from a distance. It's your Ana. You try to put the shield up for Widow. Yeah, it's tough to get the coordination to finish him off there with your team in gold, but yeah, good kill, but once again, we do not need to be pushing this. Stay away from the Rhine. He will clobber you with his hammer, and you won't be able to do anything to mitigate it. You're just very fortunate he's just kind of lost and confused there. Yeah, I don't hate pushing up to this corner right here. Like, you know, your Widow's taking an aggressive angle, but we don't need to be pushing all the way to chase these guys. Once again, what's the space that we need to control? We need to prevent them from coming to point. So, you know, we can just control this area right here. And as long as they can't break it, we're good. You know, we don't need to get kills. Overwatch is not about, you know, just obliterating the enemy team, having the most elims on the leaderboard. Overwatch is about taking and controlling space. So I really want you to just think about the space that you need to control at the time. And, you know, just all your decisions need to be based around holding that place. I'm not sure why we're committing ult here. Like, the enemy team's not threatening us. I feel like this was kind of a wasted ult. Instead, you know, we should be hanging back, waiting for them to regroup, make their next push, and then as they commit, we pop the Flux to stifle them. You know, Flux is arguably the best tank ult in the game. I mean, like, what's better? Maga seems pretty busted, actually, but other than that, like, you know, we can get a lot done with this. So we really just want to think about, you know, using it to stop and just shut down the enemy team as they're being aggressive into us. You're way too close. You're Ana nanos you because she feels like you're playing too aggressive and you are in danger. Okay, yeah, they're speeding in with the Lucio. We rock the shield. It happens. But, like, we're forced to back off. Our Mei dies. Our Kiriko dies. Like, imagine if we had Flux for this. We could have absolutely shut this down before, you know, before we lost 2 teammates. Now we got the Nano Reinhardt. So, yeah, I think you were feeling yourself a little bit too much there. You know, guys were having a very good round to start. And, yeah, you just pushed up too far. You used Flux unnecessarily. Ana used Nano because she felt like you were in danger, and then we didn't have those ults for their next push.
Flux isn't quite ready. Assemble at this location.
And once again, don't get close to the Rhine. Try focusing on enabling your team to poke him from a distance. Like now you can be aggressive now that Mei got the Blizzard out. That's fine. Nice. We can hold this space. We don't need to chase. Yeah, we really do not need to be chasing this. Like, we are way out there, and yeah. We get hard punished for it. Once again, what is the space that we need to be controlling? The cart right here. So where should we think about playing? You know, like right this doorway to just, you know, prevent them from pushing into here. You know, we won the fight. Mei came with the Blizzard. We capitalized on it. But then you started chasing. You know, we don't need to control here. We can push if it's safe, but like we don't need to control here. We absolutely do not need to be controlling over here. We need to just, you know, once again, just play safe, hold this doorway. The burden is on the enemy team to come to you when they're attacking. So just focus on stopping them here. You know, you can poke out this corner, like I said, as they make their initial push. But once they start closing the distance, just hold your ground right at this place. Don't chase kills.
Gather here. You need this. Out. Almost ready.
Like, look at where the card is now. Look at all that space that your team lost just because you got overly aggressive. That's a whole fight that you guys won, and then your overextending proceeded to, you know, make your team lose. I don't hate this though. We're pushing a little bit too far, especially now that they got the Lucio beat. We want to back up. That was a good wall by your Mei. Kind of bails you out. I still think we pushed up a little bit too much there, but yeah, at the same time, I'm gonna chalk that up to them, you know, popping 3 ults. Yeah, for one, you're getting in the Rhine's face again. We've already established you don't want to do that. And two, you're tunnel visioning this Lucio without paying attention to what the Rhine's doing. You know, when Rhine hasn't shattered, you know, in a fight or two, you got to expect that he might have it. Well, it's been like, you know, it's been 2 fights since he last shattered. So we got to expect that he might have that again. So yeah, you just got to be paying attention, watching out for it. You've blocked his shatters before this game. You've already demonstrated that you have the ability to prepare and do that. So I want you to just do it more consistently. Yeah, once again, that shatter kind of snowballed into us dying, but yeah, and we lose the fight. Yeah, especially, you know, they have a Sombra. She's been hacking you a bunch already. Another thing you got to keep in mind, if you overextend, Sombra's going to hack you. You're going to be super vulnerable, and the enemy team is going to just continuously capitalize on that. Don't get in the Rhine's face. I know he's shielding, but yeah, we're pushing way too far. We could think about popping Flux here. Like, I just heard Sombra get her hack out. I don't know if it got canceled or not, but okay. I mean, we lost both our supports. I would have tried to get, you know, the Flux out sooner before that happened, but looks like we win the fight nonetheless. Please don't chase, though, especially when you don't have your team with you. Incredibly risky. Yeah, see, Sombra's just going to hack you. Fortunately, our team's back with us. Back up from the Rhine. So yeah, once again, we pushed up a little bit too far. We took a lot of damage, and then, you know, the enemy team committed, and yeah, I feel like we would have stayed alive there if, once again, we had been figuring out the right space to hold instead of getting overly aggressive.
Assemble at this location. My ultimate is charging.
Same thing, get out of the Rhine swinging range. She's going to clobber you. Especially now that he's nanoed. That was a good rock, but... So, like, what you want to think about in these cases is just, like, you got a Bastion now. He switched, I think it was last fight or the fight before. You want to think about just bunkering him, just enabling him to, you know, pop in a turret, shield him so the enemy team can't contest him, and then he is just going to delete people. Instead of, you know, pushing into the enemy team, like, pushing in the Rhine swinging range, and, like, you're essentially playing Sigma like he's Junker Queen, which is very interesting. And it's part of the reason why you're struggling here.
Why seek answers when we do
Scanning?
know the question?
Yes, this is a place.
Oh, back up a little bit. There we go.
1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
So same thing. I would be playing up on the high ground where it looks like they dropped off, but like, you know, where your soldier, where your Ana were, just enabling them, especially now that they got a farm mercy, they could really, really use your shield to just keep them safe while they address that. Once again, we're just right in the enemy's face. I get it. We're defending. It's kind of hard not to when the Rhine's pushing into you, but yeah, so that was kind of rough, but you know, once again, if you had been playing up on the high ground, I feel like you could have gotten a lot done, a lot more done at least, you know, before you or your teammates were put in any sort of danger.
Objective
To the stop. Assemble
now
at
stop
this
the
location.
payload.
My ultimate is charging.
Think about taking the high ground with your team. It's a little too late now, though. Yeah, take this high ground. Yeah, your Mei kind of should have waited for you, but at the same time, you're taking a long time to regroup. You're going on a flank, which I don't know about this. I mean, you do kill the Mercy, but you're already down one yourself. Although we got the Pharah too, which is good. Yeah, I mean, not what I would have done, but I guess it worked out for you. Yeah, you guys hold. Let's see how the last round goes.
Look out for each other, cause I'm only human.
Oh, they got a sim now. This should be interesting. You really, really can't get in their range now.
Collapsing the barrier.
Unfortunately, your Widow pops off.
Conducting analysis on the objective.
Yeah. We were kind of just focused on Rhine, but you know, our DPS took advantage of the distraction, so yeah, stay away from the sim. Her beam will melt you. Okay. Took advantage of her being distracted. Alright, so I don't hate you taking the high ground, but I just want you to pay attention to where your team is. Looks like Mercy's coming to help, but otherwise nobody's with you. You know, you can just play a little bit slower. You know, you don't need to push up quite as far, especially, like, I just want you looking back a little bit more, paying attention to what your team is doing in general. Like, we're way out here, Monkey's on top of our Mercy. And she dies. Now, was that our fault? You know, that was more so her fault for hanging out here, not, you know, GAing back to the team. But at the same time, she came over to help us because we were pushed so far by ourselves, and, you know, she felt a little nervous about that. Good job catching the sim by surprise once again. Okay.
Group up here. Barrier initialized.
That's fine. You don't need to chase the Ana. You can just shield, let your Sojourn do it. Ooh, I don't know about this. Yeah. And we just get burst down after that. So let's just back up all the way to where you pop ult. So we're over here. You decide to go after the ulting monkey, you know, while he's knocking back your team. I probably would have held on to Flux to begin with, but even so, like, you could get, like, you know, the Ana, you could get, like, the Lucio Bastion. Instead, you know, Monkey's 1,000 HP when he's in Primal. We're still not able to kill him because, you know, he's getting the support, and yeah, we get burst down. So yeah, I would have waited for the enemy to push up a little bit more, try to get multiple people in the Flux, and people you can actually kill.
Alle safe to Raiden. Group up, scallywags.
Boosting your damage.
Unify.
My ultimate is almost ready.
Through
My
me.
ultimate is almost ready.
Assemble at this location. Activating the barrier.
Where's our team? So we're kind of chasing people once again. We're playing, like, right in people's face like we're Junker Queen. We're playing Junker Sig. And we get hacked. We're just, everybody's all around us. We're kind of just lost, confused as to what to do. Our team is dying around us, and we don't even know how we're dying because we're not paying attention to them. We're pushing way too far forward. Yeah. Sigma is not a close range tank. Play Ramatra, play Reinhardt, play Junker Queen if you wanna adopt that play style.
I want that payload moving.
You wanna play a lot slower. You wanna be able to just burst and poke the enemy team down from a distance before you push in as Sigma. And enable your team to do so as well. Once again, we're like right in the middle of things. Yeah, it looks like that's going to be the game. Yeah, I think a lot of your problems could just be solved by just playing slower. You know, you don't need to chase people. You don't need to, like, get up in people's face, especially as Sigma. I want you to try to really think about keeping your distance, looking back, paying attention to what your team is doing. Focus on, like, enabling them, especially you got, like, hitscan, like the Widow, the Soldier. Sigma is really good about keeping them safe while they do their thing. And also just pay attention to the space that you need to hold. There were a couple times, you know, you overextended. You just went way too far forward and you got punished for it. And then your team ended up losing fights, especially like that one after you guys lost first point where, you know, you won the fight with the May Blizzard, but because you went all the way, like way too far away, like, you know, your team didn't have a tank and, you know, you ended up losing a bunch of space. So those are the type of things I want you to think about. That's all I have. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. If anyone would like to request a VOD review, check the link in the description, and best of luck with your climb.